I'm going to talk about a desktop support technician in this video. But first, let me give you a background of the role. In a company, the three most common devices used to access information are computers, smartphones, and increasingly so, tablets. These devices help us with our day-to-day work. We use them to send and receive emails, surf the internet, create presentations, and print documents, among other tasks. And just like any other machine, these devices sometimes fail. So you might be standing in front of a large audience and your presentation may not open. You may need to send an important email but be unable to connect to the internet. Or our worst fear, a computer virus attack. In order to ensure that these devices function well and to fix problems when they don't, companies hire technicians, desktop support technicians. A desktop support technician helps people work efficiently by ensuring that the devices they use work efficiently. So focus for a moment on a computer. It has two components, hardware and software. When you begin using the computer, it is the desktop support technician who sets up necessary software. In the future, if you have any issues, whether hardware or software, this person will be your first point of contact. It is important to note that while we use the term desktop, this person may not focus only on computers. They may be responsible for supporting other devices too, such as smartphones, tablet computers, printers, scanners, and CCTVs, among others. A desktop support technician spends a large part of the day looking at trouble tickets. These tickets are raised by staff in the same company, or perhaps the company's customers. So what are some common examples of support tickets? Someone may raise a ticket regarding the printer that is not working. Someone else might have a virus on their computer. Another common issue is people forgetting their computer password. The desktop support technician attends to these problems on a priority basis. Desktop support technicians also influence hardware and software purchasing decisions for the company. For example, they may be called to evaluate orders for new computers and printers. They also use any free time to study further. IT is a dynamic field, so there's always something new to learn. When we asked the person being interviewed what he was currently studying, this is what he said. I am currently studying to be a Microsoft certified technical specialist. This will help boost my career. I'm also reading about antiviruses. I find the subject of computer security fascinating, so I'm reading about that too. And he had a large smile on his face, which showed how passionate he was about his work. I was also told that the initial years in this field can be a struggle. But with experience and study, you can branch out into other high-end areas, such as computer security and virtual machines, where there's a high demand for qualified staff. Desktop support technicians can be in-house consultants, where you work for the same company and rarely travel. Or you could be an outsourced consultant, where you visit different customer sites to investigate and fix problems. I will advise you to start out as an outsourced consultant, since the learning can be tremendous, and you also learn to handle high levels of stress. So let me conclude this section with one last piece of advice. Choose this line of work only if you are passionate about computers. Along with a high level of curiosity, you should never be afraid to break a computer in order to fix it. Let us continue by looking at the qualifications needed for this role. Firstly, you should have completed matric or grade 12. Now at this stage, you may or may not have studied computers. Either way, it is a good idea to get a solid foundation in computers and computer networks. This role focuses on skills which are not taught in school, and thus it is important to get them before you begin working. The comp tier A+ certification is a starting point. It provides a foundation in maintaining computers, mobile devices, operating systems, and printers. Similarly, the CompTIA Network Plus certification gives a foundation in network technologies. After these certifications, you may choose to specialize. For example, you could focus on Windows or Unix or the Apple operating systems. From a hardware point of view, you may focus on certain brands such as HP, Dell, or Toshiba, for example. You may also focus on other devices such as scanners, printers, CCTVs, biometric devices, or smartphones. So as you can see, there are a lot of options in this field. What you choose depends on your interest and the availability of jobs where you wish to work. Now imagine yourself as a desktop support technician. What are some of the joys and challenges of your job? Let's start with the joys. This role helps you apply your mind and technical skills to tackle complex problems. If you are technically inclined, the role has lots to offer. Desktop support technicians are critical resources for an organization. When things go well, you can expect recognition from your management. Lastly, as mentioned before, the field is evolving. Hence, there is a constant need to keep learning. Long hours are normal in this role. You will work under strict deadlines, which can be stressful. Another frustration is dealing with problem tickets logged at incorrect levels. For example, a customer may log a ticket as an urgent ticket when it actually is not. You would generally start as a desktop support technician. After a few years with a combination of study and work experience, you could move into an administrator role. This role comes in many flavors, such as Windows Server Administrator, Linux Administrator, Database Administrator, Network Administrator, Backup Administrator, or a combination of the above. After a few years, you could become a team leader and finally an IT manager, managing larger groups of people. Administrators also work in government and research organizations and get involved in information and communication policy frameworks, for example. So this brings us to the end of the session, whose objective was to give you a flavor of the role. At this stage, you may want to ask further questions or learn where to study or even to work. So do visit our site and learn more about this role. Thanks a lot and see you in the next session.